you look at stuff, especially specific incidents, specific events in or around the fateful day, it just raises a lot of questions.
Charlie Sheen has his own questions about 9/11, and Showbiz Tonight has obtained the explosive interview from the radio show of fringe journalist Alex Jones. Sheen normally gets laughs as the Bachelor on the hit CBS sitcom 2.5 Men.
Wow. You're even better than a dog.
But now, Sheen is courting controversy by questioning the official story on 9/11.
We're not the conspiracy theorists on this particular issue, you know? It seems to me like, 19 amateurs with box cutters taking over 4 commercial airliners and hitting 75% of their targets. That feels like a conspiracy theory.
So what exactly are Sheen's questions about 9/11? For one, Sheen is questioning the official story of what caused the World Trade Center collapse, that the impact of the 2 planes caused fires that weakened the building's support columns. In the interview, Sheen says he wondered if the buildings could have been brought down by a deliberate, yes, deliberate implosion.
I saw the South Tower hit live. That famous wide shot where it disappears behind the building, and then we see the tremendous fireball. And there was a feeling that it just didn't look, how do I say this? Didn't look like any commercial jetliner I've flown on any time in my life. And then when the buildings came down, later on that day, I was with my brother, and I said, hey, call me insane, but did it sort of look like those buildings came down in a controlled demolition?
Sheen is also questioning how a commercial airliner could have hit the Pentagon.
Show us this incredible maneuvering. Just show it to us. Just show us, how this particular plane pulled off these maneuvers. What was it, a 270-degree turn at 500 miles an hour, descending 7,000 feet in 2.5 minutes, skimming across the treetops, the last 500 meters, 4 feet off the ground.
Sheen also jumped on a favorite target of 9/11 conspiracy theorists, President Bush. Sheen questions why the president, after an aide told him about the attacks, continued with his Florida school appearance.
It would seem to me that upon the revelation of that news, that the Secret Service would grab the president and remove him as if he were on fire from that room.
Ever since that horrible day, conspiracy theories about the attacks have spread far and wide through the internet. As writer Webster Tarpley tells Showbiz Tonight, Sheen is not alone in his opinions.
There was a Zogby poll that was carried out last...
Happy almost Easter.
Hey, back at you. Thank you.
You had some interesting comments. You were on a radio show and you talked about 9/11, and you have is it a theory, or you just don't believe the government account of what happened on 9/11?
I just had questions.
Yeah.
I had a lot of questions, and the forum I chose to voice those questions in is the Alex Jones radio show, and just because he's a guy that I've been a fan of and followed for a lot of years, and I got attacked. I mean, there were a lot of hit pieces. The reaction was
people get very mad when celebrities have opinions.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. I know he's not qualified. He doesn't. He's just who the hell is he to have an opinion about something so horrible? And it was sad because they didn't really take a look at any of the stuff I was asking them to look at, any of the evidence or any of the stuff that generated those questions. And they said, oh, he's another tinfoil hat wearing Hollywood clown. And it's like the only. I felt that the only real validation I needed was just being a tax-paying American that loves my country.
Yeah, and it's just something that you wonder about, and you would like to know more about,
sure.
I assume. And do you study the tapes? And
I've done a lot of research, and it's not just me, it's the people that have come before me, the experts and the engineers and the physicists and the scientists and the scholars that raised a lot of these things, and I took a look at their research and said, yeah, it doesn't add up. A lot of it doesn't add up. Hence these questions, And there's 2 areas. There's Building 7, and there's the 5 frames from the Pentagon. Don't listen to me. Do your own research. But I think that what happened to a time in this country when we were entitled, when we had a constitutional and a God-given right.
Higher calling.
I get in trouble for being honest, and sometimes, I've always been the guy that's been, I'm extremely old-fashioned, I'm a nobleman, I'm chivalrous. I believe that chivalry is not dead, it's just been in a coma for a long time.
But for Charlie Sheen, the past few months have been one tabloid headline after another. Drug-fueled nights with porn stars, marital woes, and very public squabbles about his job.
Yeah, we're in forced hiatus. They said, you get ready, we'll get ready, and I got ready, I went back, nobody's there.
All these radio rants have people thinking Charlie Sheen has got to be on drugs again.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I am on a drug. It's called Charlie Sheen. It's not available because if you try it once, you will die. Your face will melt off, and your children will weep over your exploded body. Too much. So it's just again I woke up and decided, I've been kicked around, I've been criticized, I've been like the aw shucks guy with like this bitch in rock star life, and I'm just finally gonna completely embrace it, wrap both arms around it, and love it violently, and defend it violently through violent hatred.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm just, I'm here and I'm ready. They're not. Bring it.
Finally, CBS had enough, shutting down 2.5 Men for the rest of the season, putting Sheen and the entire staff out of work.
Were you shocked when they shut down 2.5 Men again, indefinitely?
Yeah, I was actually disappointed because I thought, I think the mistakes I made is that people misinterpret my passion for anger.
Stopping the show is costing an estimated $250 million all around.
It's going to cost
everybody
them a lot
involved.
more. It's going to cost them a lot more because they're on a battlefield and they let their emotions and their ego, basically they strapped on their diapers. And so they're in breach. They're in radical breach. And sorry, guys, you screwed up.
Are you going to sue?
Well, I mean, wouldn't you? I don't have a job. I got a whole family to support and love. And people beyond myself, people a lot more important than me, are relying on that money to fuel the magic.
What are you going to sue for?
Tons. They're going to actually put it on a scale and be like, little more, little more. Add some gold, bingo. I'm here to collect, And they're going to lose. They're going to lose in a courtroom. So I would recommend that they do an out-of-court settlement and fix this whole thing and pay the crew and get season 9 back on board.
But that could be tough. Sheen has been accused of being anti-Semitic in some of his remarks about the series' creator, Chuck Lorre.
It's nothing this side of deplorable that a certain Chaim Levine, yeah, that's Chuck's real name, mistook this rock star for his own selfish exit strategy, bro.
Really upset about how something was interpreted that I feel terrible about. So I think we should just clear the air on that. They were like suddenly labeling me an anti-Semite. It's like people that know me, that there's nothing about that in my history anywhere.
I think the problem was, though, is that he goes by the name Chuck Lorre. His real name is Charles Levine.
Right.
But you chose to call him Chaim Levine. You took the Hebrew version, which I think people were wondering, why would he do that?
He says it was a joke after seeing the name in a brief message posted by Lorre himself at the end of 2.5 Men.
I would say, I'm sorry if I offended you. I didn't know you were I didn't know you were so sensitive. Sorry if I offended you. I just thought, after you wailing on me for 8 years that I could, take a few shots back, I didn't know you were going to take your little ball and go home and punish everybody in the process.
But it's Sheen's character that has come into question time and time again.
The one thing I'm finding about you is that you seem really nice. You seem like you love your children.
Yeah, man, I'm the nicest guy you want to meet.
But then you hear about this violent side.
Yeah, it's obvious.
When you drink, are these women making this up, or is this really happening? Tell us, what really happened in that house in Aspen, what really happened in that hotel room in New York City?
I can't do that right here, because that means I have to expose people, and regardless of, you know, what tomfoolery or skullduggery they rolled in with, I can't do that. I don't roll people.
Were you violent?
Not a rat. No. No, I was not.
So why did they say you were violent?
I don't know, because it was making stuff up. Instead of the source, they're going to, and everybody takes their word over mine.
Do you have a violent side at all?
Now, today, when it's needed to protect my family, absolutely. And it's unlike anything you'll ever see.
Are there any drugs in this house?
To my best knowledge, no.
No drugs in the house right now?
Not that I know about. If I know about them, I'll find them and throw them away. It's not a big deal. Ooh, drugs in the house.
What about the people who supply you with drugs? Are they out of your life?
Again, I cannot speak about things that that are sort of, you know, that's really nobody's business. I think you know the answer to that, you know.